Hi, hello. Okay, so here we go. Number 4, where we look at the form on the other side. So, a little bit of brain matter is going to come out the ears when we do this. Do not panic. Take your time. Make sure you've really gone through numbers 1, 2 and 3. There's no problem with going back in things, reviewing things, going slow, taking your time, and even taking time out from doing it, okay? So don't panic. What we'll do is go straight from the beginning, okay? You know the warm-ups, I suggest you do those warm-ups yourselves. There's more time that I can put into this video just on the Tai Chi form. Okay, so follow me from behind, please. Relax. Breathe, obviously. Just take your time. Think about you're always managing the idea of some kind of sphere, ball, a shape that is rounded, and that you're moving it in space. At the same time, everything about you is rounded. So for instance, the round shape between my arms, between my hands and my body, even the space between both knees, groin, etc. Okay? Don't hurry the transition, okay? Take time reorientating yourself as you change direction. Now, so Tai Chi kind of classic sayings come into play here once you get a feel of something. For instance, sink the elbows, okay? This really lets the shoulders drop. Let the top of your head lift. So that keeps our head in alignment with the pelvis, hopefully. Okay. Let the jaw be relatively relaxed, okay? Not slack, but relaxed. Let your waist turn you, okay? Don't turn your head, if you can help it, independently of your waist. Okay? When you need to balance, remember about dropping the elbow, lifting the wrist. And at the end of this single whip, this move, let the heel turn. You square up your hips. Take your time. Make sure there's distance between both feet, that you're not stepping in a line. Sink elbows. Relax the palms, okay? There's no tension created in the wrists, palms, fingers. Relax the eyes. When people are learning things, they tend to stare quite hard, or they look down a lot. So unless you're checking your feet, try and just look at an imaginary horizon. Okay? If you want to turn, lift from the wrist, settle your head over the standing leg, turn, step. Okay, so this brings us to the end of the first half. Okay? So from behind, the transition, I'll do it on all angles. The transition is to go from your single whip, shift your weight back into your right leg, and turn your hands over. So opening your right beak Okay, like you're carrying that big ball again. Okay, we now create the ball on the right side. Now this has an absolutely bizarre name. I do not make this up. Throw the baby, catch the baby. Okay, I don't know why. All right, bear with me. All right, so this is action of shifting the weight, single whip, releasing that as you sit back, and it's almost like there's a throw. Yeah, there's a throw, so there's a rising, expanding, and then there's a catch as you sit into the right side, holding the ball. Okay, elbows down. See how if I drop my elbow I can release my shoulder. And what happens, we basically now do the whole form, posture by posture on the other side. So the ball becomes from vertical to horizontal. All right, so if I do it from this side, okay. So your last single whip. Obviously, you know, if you've got more room, you can go a bit longer in the posture. You might notice I have very, very long limbs. I'm not actually that suited to Tai Chi really, but there you go. You can go even smaller, okay? If you're really limited for space, all you need to look for is you don't excessively lean forwards or backwards. You're really planted into your lower body. It's nice and comfortable, yeah? So, the last single whip of the first half, lifting, throwing, expanding, as if catching something, holding the ball. You don't have to move your feet are already in the right place. Vertical into horizontal, okay? Roll the ball in the left arm. Sit back. Expand as you turn to the right. Squash it. Re-inflate it. Roll it. Turn to your right. Roll it to your right. Turn back to your left. Roll it to your left. Beak. You can see I'm turning on the ball of my right foot as I do that. Okay, nice bent left elbow. Lift from the beak to come round. Okay, some from behind because that's hopefully easier for you to orientate yourself to see. Yeah, okay. Last single whip. Throw, catch, ball, vertical, horizontal, roll the ball, right hand by left elbow, turn your waist, open your arms, big ball, horizontal ball, squash the ball, right hand against left wrist or palm, ball reinflates, roll it in, roll it out. Okay, sitting back into your right leg, turn the left foot as far in as you can. Fish is an 8, so it's an 8 step. The feet look like the character for 8 in Chinese. Turn to your left. Beak, ball, orientate your head. Lift from the wrist. Keep the right elbow away from the body, don't close down. So this is a ball, a sphere, an opening. So that you can balance, turn, step now to your front, which was your rear. Okay. Get yourself a nice position. Throw, catch, ball, horizontal, roll the ball, sit back, expand the ball, press, squash the ball, roll back, push the ball, sit back, roll it, right, left, beak, ball, balance, step. Okay. So the transition, look at the right hand, drop the left. Yeah? Look at the right hand, drop the left. Again, a nice space between the left arm. Many people have a lot of habitual tension, and when I started learning Tai Chi, very much the same. We tend to be quite tight, and we're not used to actually releasing shoulders while dropping the weight of an arm. Okay? Weight comes forward, ball. So now I'm going to go in this direction, okay? So I need to shift my weight, turn on the ball of the left foot, step where my left heel was. Make that horizontal ball, roll. Okay. Not locking out the front knee, so you don't ever press the knee into itself. Turn the left foot all the way. Turn back to the left. Beak. Yeah. Okay. Transition. Look at the right hand. Sitting the weight back. Sit forward over the right. Ball. So now, and this is one way of remembering where you've got to go, where your upper hand is pointing is the direction you're going to step. Okay, so I'm going to step to my left. So I need to balance, lift from the top of my head, turn on the ball of the left foot, step the foot out. Take your time. Beak, ball, balance, step. Till you return to your original direction. Okay, so that is the whole form. So what I'm going to show you is how we finish it, okay? And then we'll go through it again, don't panic. And remember, at any point, you can click pause, go and have a cuppa, come back another day to it, okay? Little bits of information on a regular basis rather than a glut of information trying to get it all done very quickly, which is very much the sign of our times. Little bit regularly will really get you there, okay? So, I'm come round to my last single whip to finish. Okay, my right leg forward. Okay. From the side. So I'm sitting back, opening both hands out to the side, but not in line my shoulders. See how my hands are in front, yeah? There is distance between the plane of my body and my head and the plane of my hands. Circular. Spheres, shapes, distance, etc. Any way that you can format it, understand it, okay? Sitting back, hands open. So the left hand has to come more to the front, the right just to the side. Now this allows me to sit into my left foot, balance using my wrists, okay? So as I begin to empty the right foot, I can then pick up the right foot and bring it back, okay? Bringing it back. If I have too long a step, it's going to be quite an effort to pick up. All right, so again, a distance with your legs that you can work with. If you've got anything functioning wrong with a leg that when you shift your weight into it, it's too difficult, what I really recommend is you just kind of slide the foot back rather than trying to pick it up, all right? Anyway. All right. From behind, as if you're in class, I sit back, my hands open to the front and to the side of me. So I can drop the elbows, lift from the wrists to bring my foot back. Okay. I can now lower the hands down, all right? Can lower the hands down. Okay, knees are bent. Lower the hands down. The right hand goes underneath the left. It then comes up as if it's like picking up, lifting the left until your hands are in front of your chest. The hands relax and you release the hands back out, very much like the beginning of your form. The elbows bend, the wrists relax. Yeah. Elbows bend, wrists relax, and the hands descend. Hands go down. Right hand underneath the left. Hands come up. Yeah. So the left hand is smoothing over the top of the right. Bending, lowering. And if you wish, don't have to, you can bring the hands up again, and in and down. Some people do, some people don't. They literally just have the finishing move and that's it. Alright? So do that in front. Face down, left hand slides across the right, hands come in and down. And if you wish, come up for another nice, smooth S-shaped movement. And then one hand over the other against your belly, which finishes you. Okay? Let's look at that from this side. So see how the left arm has to come round to the front. The right arm hand slides slightly out to the right. Sinking the elbows, lifting from the wrist to pick up the foot and bring it in. Okay. Left foot might need to turn in slightly. Might have to turn in quite a lot, depending on where you bring back the right foot. So if you brought it back too wide, you're going to have to step the left foot in quite a lot. Okay. Sinking the elbows. You'll find if you try and lift your right foot with your shoulders lifted, and your elbows locked, it can be quite a difficult balancing trick, alright? So look, you sink, look to the front, balance, step, turn the left foot in a little bit, hands descend, yeah? Smooth kind of scooping action. Right hand underneath the left, bringing both hands up, crossed at the wrist. So this is called cross hands, but it's in fact the wrists that are crossed. Front of the chest, turn the palms over, left hand slides across the right. Hands are now straight out from the shoulders, and then you can release straight down. And bring one hand over the other, or do another Taiji begins, or lifting water, this is sometimes called. Movement, hands to the side, scooping the hands round, either way you want to do it, left hand over right. Okay? So we can do it all again. From the very beginning, okay? Nice and relaxed. Okay? Before you start, breathe. Calm the mind. Turn off your phone, turn off the TV, remove as many distractions as possible, ask for some peace and quiet if you need to from other people in your house, your flat. Think about the space between your body and your arms as you step out. Let the arms easily swing up, come in, go out. Relax any tension you feel in your palms or fingers. Sink the elbows. Smooth movements. Exaggerate them if you need to, which is how I've kind of been teaching, is exaggerated movements. The ideas of a ball inflating, rolling, pushing away, rolling. Eventually you won't really need those analogies. You'll work with some other kind of elements which are very similar to all Tai Chi, forms, styles. Balance, lower the center of gravity. Yeah, let everything sink. Turn the right foot round if you need to. Transition. Only turn the waist to left as it's comfortable. Don't strain. Bend the bow. I'm talking about that. Shoot the arrow. Bend the bow. Shoot the arrow. The bows of the back of the knees, elbows, and the big bow of the spine. Use the wrist to pick up the leg. Turn the waist, turn the foot. Remember to turn a little bit on the ball of the left foot. It's much nicer for your hips and knees. Transition, look at the hand. Where the hand is pointing is the direction you're going to step. Turn on the left heel. Transition. Look at the right hand. Ball, shifting weight more into the right. Turn on the ball to the left. Stepping left. Right hand is pointing to the left. That's where you're going to step. Horizontal ball. Roll the ball. Turn the waist to the right only as much as it's comfortable. Turn the waist back to the front, hands getting closer and closer. Press. Sit back. Roll the ball forward without any sense of actually pushing, just intending to push. Turn. Turn. Beak. Ball. Elbows still bent. Balance. Lift high if you need to. Step around to your original position. Extend the left arm as you lightly extend the right. Sitting back. Open the left hand to the front. Arms at equidistant from each, equidistant from the body. You haven't got your right out more or your left out more, okay? You can see them, they're to the front of your body. Sink the elbows, lift from the wrists so you can pick up the right foot, bring it back, turn the left foot in if you need to as the hands descend. Very much like you're scooping up a ball at your waist now. Bringing that ball up between your hands and your chest. Releasing, so now your hands are on top of the ball. And the ball is rolled down or pressed, if you like, into the earth. And then one hand over the other, taking the ball and bringing it into your belly. But that's just one analogy. You can find your own. Okay. Just in the front to help again. Equidistant. Sinking the elbows. Bringing back the foot. Okay. You might need to get used to this kind of action of bringing your foot back. So, practice it more than once. Slide it if you need to. Left foot turning in, hands descend. Scooping. Okay. Rising up a little bit through the knees without locking the knees. Ball underneath the hands, rolling the ball down or pressing into the earth. One hand over the other, left or right. Palms on the belly. So that's the finish, and usually for finish, very good idea to stand for a few minutes, which might be very strange to do nothing for a few minutes, okay? Feeling the breath, moving your abdomen underneath the hands. Coming back to a very, very gentle, aware state of being calm mentally. Relaxing physically, mentally. Letting go of any physical contraction, tension you have, and releasing it down the body as if you were melting. So a sense of melting feelings, sensations, as you breathe and just stay with the rhythm of your breath. And it's very much like after a nice massage, you get time to lie on the table or futon, to let all the movements that happen to your body consolidate and do their job. So when we're moving the hands and arms, we're basically massaging muscles, tendons, we're moving blood, fluid, lymph, we're changing the pressures inside the torso, between organs, fascia, etc. So that's very nice and relaxed. And there we go. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you're unsure, go back to the first one, start afresh, consolidate movements. And it's worth talking about some various issues that people have. So some things that can really happen are things about knees, because a lot of people have knee problems and back problems. So our particular standing position, we say our stance, is that, if you can see, my knees stay in line with my foot. So many people, when they stand or walk or sit, tend to release or relax or collapse the knee out of alignment with the foot. So if I take this rather handy stick here, so a plumb line would be the same idea. You can see that if my knee collapses, how much it's not now in line with my right foot. Okay? If it's in line, I can bring the stick right against my foot to my knee. So even if you had really big thighs, you'll still be able to find the knee. Okay? It collapses and see what happens. Now, this pulling action, okay, the pulling action of the knee being out of a line will actually pull via your hip into your back, and vice versa. Anything in your back has potential to pull via your hip to your knee, and sometimes it's a bit of both. And after a few years, decades, etc., the contraction is so great that people won't actually be able to orientate the knee in a certain position rather than collapse. So the Tai Chi is you're moving. Say for instance, obliquely I step, okay? If I step this foot out, and as I place the foot, I immediately have a position, if you can see, where the knee is not in line with the foot. This is actually pulling me to the direction the knee points. It's pulling me down to the floor. So now look, you can see, I'm quite flexible, but you can see how my foot is actually rolling into the arch and the big toe. And this also causes things like bunions, okay? So this placing of the foot squarely with the line of the knee and the hip is really a big priority both in Tai Chi and Qigong, all right? So whatever movement you're doing, and it's because you're doing these slow, you can watch what happens and you can feel. So, for instance, just, for balance, let's look at the other side. In line, not. In, out. Shake it all about, okay? This causes tremendous changes in the structure of the knee, as well as the ankle and the foot. This will lengthen, this will shorten, vice versa, okay? So the analogy we take to make things simple is that when I'm in a Tai Chi position, okay, this is probably easy for you. When I'm in a Tai Chi position, that there is a ball between the knees, okay? There is a feeling of very light, gentle pressure, keeping the knees from collapsing towards each other. Because you see, if I collapse my right knee towards the inside of my left foot, and I collapse my left knee to the inside of my left foot, the knees are struggling really to come together, yeah? Which is really not very healthy. So the knees collapsing in will pull via the hips, via all the musculature, etc., tendons, ligaments in your legs, to your back and into your belly as well. So you can end up with lots of kind of collapses and exaggerations, okay, and adaptations, because an adaptation will happen via the neck into the head. So the whole idea the head is well supported by the structure, rather than as everything collapses, it has to adapt to maintain structural alignment and to maintain balance, okay? So if you have a broom handle, quite simply, because we need to register itself. And when I was learning these things, we do these in groups of 3. So one person reorientate the knee, you'd look down at what they were doing. Oh, that's right, that's wrong, that's right. Okay, so this the sticker's way of having a training partner, okay? These times when we can't actually touch anyone anymore. All right, nice alignment. Not a nice alignment. Well then, I hope that's helped. Nice broom handle, quite handy if you've got one. Any kind of stick. Piece of string with a weight on the end, that'll do as well. Alright? So certainly look at that. As you're moving through the form, you can actually pause. So even when my feet are turned in, they're not allowing the knee to collapse in. The knees are still finding the foot. Okay? There is a sense of a sphere, a ball, between the knees. Okay? As the foot steps out. I mean, you could, that's what I'm doing now, you could have a stick and just constantly have a little check about knee alignments. Yeah. Right. Maybe see you again via this medium, maybe not. I wish you well. Take care now. Bye.